Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. As you may already know, my name is Christiana Davidson and I'm a very grateful psychotherapist and hypnotherapist, and my specialism is about childhood trauma, but particularly when it comes to dysfunctional narcissistic type family systems. And today, we're going to focus in on the solution, and it is the solution, but it needs, in my mind, it needs to be sort of unpacked a little bit so that we can understand it in its entirety. Um, and many of you, I'm sure, will have heard, how we have to become the good parent to ourselves. We have to become the good parent to our inner child. And that is absolutely true. And that is the focus of much of my work, in fact, is creating a bond between my client and their wounded inner self, and fostering a relationship that's founded in good parenting, which is empathy. Um, Now, however, before we do that, there is a step. So bear with me and I will share with you my thoughts on this. So as you may or may not know, between the ages of being in the womb and about 7 years old, children are in a state of hypnosis. Uh, So, in that sense, they're like sponges and they are subconsciously taking in from their environment, especially from their parents, messages about themselves, both positive and negative. However, like with all of us, when we hear something negative about ourselves, it seems to be something that we tend to latch onto and take in more easily. So when a child is being raised with a narcissistic parent, you can imagine the impact of that then in those early years. The child will take in all the messages that its parent is telling it and believe it's the truth. You know, in those years, those early years, your parents are like God, so you're taking in, especially what they tell you is bad about you or wrong about you. Um, and you believe it because they are God. They are like gods in your life. And if mummy thinks this, well, that must be true about me then. I am shameful or I am bad. Now, the thing is, these beliefs go on to become our own view of ourselves. And when you have a narcissistic parent, what they're telling you is projection 9 times out of 10, it's manipulation 9 times out of 10. Um, it's it's almost a means of keeping you uh, dependent upon them. So it's not the truth at all. It's a lie. So children take on these lies about themselves as if they're the truth. And then in adulthood, they find that these lies are still perpetuating. Now, the thing is, in the work I do, we have to go back and we have to call out the lies. Because as much as you want to try and be the good parent to yourself, if you're still believing the lies, if you still are seeing yourself through the eyes of your narcissistic parent, it's going to feel, it's just going to be take so much energy to try and do because you'll feel like you're fighting against the truth, which is actually a lie. Um, so that's really key to understand. You see, we take on those lies from the bad parent, and what happens is we internalize the bad parent, and the bad parent then takes up residence within us and continues to do the work of the external bad parent for the rest of our lives. And the thing is, in childhood, we say, yes, we agree with you, mummy. Yes, we agree with you, daddy, about what you're telling me, about your impression of me, about your view of me. yes, I agree with that, and I'm going to adapt as a result, or I'm going to take that on as the truth. So we do that, we internalize this narcissistic parent, and often we can recognize the voice. You know, you can hear it. It's kind of like, oh, yes. If we stop and pause for a minute, that voice that's criticizing you, that's kind of making you doubt about yourself, that's, you know, causing you to lose courage or belief in going for your dreams, telling you you're selfish, or, you know, that voice is the voice of the internalized bad parent. So when we're able to sort of see that, then we need to see how we have become the bad parent to ourselves. This is the part that's missing. We have to see how we have taken up the role of the bad parent to ourselves and now continue to beat ourselves up or to tell us the same stories, the same lies. And once we've done that, then what we can do is we can discover that the truth. So we've called out the lies, and now we begin to sit with the truth. And it can take a little while just to sort of just to see that and to be with it. But over time, then, especially using hypnotherapy, it's just phenomenal with this. You know, when you're working with the inner child in a state of hypnosis, which is what the child was at the start, we can rapidly undo these beliefs. Um, and this relationship between you as an adult, you as the good parent now, and your inner child can begin to grow. And it is a relationship that grows. It's not like an instant thing. We actually have to make the effort to get to know our inner child and to step up as an adult, as a parent in our lives, because the way that narcissistic abuse gets transmitted, it's through this pattern of bad parenting. So we have to break this by becoming, first of all, a good parent. And the good parent, I don't care if you've got children, you haven't, uh, you have to be a good parent to yourself, because that's the only way we can break the chains, break the lies, break the disease and the illness, break the disconnect and the lack of empathy. It has to take place within each of us. So we have to take responsibility, therefore. Sometimes what can happen is, you know, we can also find ourselves, once we realize that, you know, as a child, we didn't have a good parent. What can happen is we can then start looking externally again for a replacement. And this is where people end up in narcissistic repeats of the same type of relationship as adults, because they're looking to sort of fill that gaping wound, or cut, as one of my clients called it. You know, that space, that you're looking, that you're longing to fill, but feels like it can't be filled. So people tend to first of all look outside of them, um, but ultimately that then leads them to realize, hang on a second, I need to go within here, and I need to be that person I'm looking for myself. You know, that parent that you're longing for. Just take a moment and think to yourself, what would I love from a parent now if I had one, even as an adult? What would they be like to me? What would they say? These are the things that we need to connect with and begin to internalize. I would be delighted if you wanted to do a rapid reconnection with your inner child, um, a reparenting deep dive. You know, please book in with me. Hypnotherapy, like I say, is just incredible in this. And, you know, in 11 weeks, 9 sessions, you'll be amazed. You will really be amazed. Um, Okay. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and I'll get back to you. I'll respond. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do as well, and share if you think this might help anybody, or you have someone you think's in need of some inner healing in this area. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.